It's like a painting. Like maybe there's a brushstroke that looks kind of weird if you look at it on its own.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you step back and look at the whole painting, you see how it all fits together.
Oh, it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And that brushstroke
Yeah.
is part of what makes the painting so beautiful.
Right, right. It all works together.
Exactly. So the flaws, the defectos that we see in ourselves, maybe those are the things that make us unique. Like maybe those are the artist's signature,
Yeah.
you know?
I love that, like showing off God's creativity.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, look at what I did here.
Yeah, yeah, that's so good. Okay, so we're talking about how, we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and now if we believe that about ourselves, how does that change how we see others?
Well, if it's true for you, it's true for everybody.
Oh, yeah?
Like everybody you meet, también cada persona que encuentras,
Yeah.
is fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yeah.
So instead of judging people, why don't we start getting curious?
Yeah, that's good.
Instead of looking at their differences and saying, oh, that's weird, or I don't like that,
Yeah.
why don't we start asking ourselves, what part of God's design do I see in them? Like, ¿qué parte del diseño de Dios veo en ellos?
Yes, exactly. It changes how you look at the world.
It really does. It changes how you interact with people.
Yeah.
And instead of being envious of other people, we can celebrate them.
Yeah.
Like we can recognize that their unique qualities, they just reflect God's creativity. And, their strengths might be different than our strengths, and that's okay.
Right.
And instead of being jealous, we can say, hey, you know what? That's awesome. That's part of God's design. Like your uniqueness reflects his creativity. Tu singularidad refleja su creatividad.
Yes, it brings connection rather than like division.
Yeah.
That's so good. Okay, so now we've talked about, this verse and like what it means. So now let's get practical. Like how can we actually take this truth and live it out every single day? Like how do we go beyond just, understanding it in our minds to actually living it in our hearts?
Well, one thing you can do is incorporate some daily reflections. Like you can start your day with an affirmation.
Okay.
You can just say something to yourself like, today, I choose to believe I am fearfully and wonderfully made, not because of what I do, but because of who God is.
I love that.
Just like a little reminder first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
To kind of set your mind in the right place before you start getting bombarded by the world.
Yes, it's like a counter, an intentional counter to all the negative self-talk.
Exactly. And, at the end of the day, think about doing a little gratitude practice.
Okay. Yeah.
Just, take a moment to thank God for how he's made you.
Okay.
You can just pray, thank you, God, for designing me with purpose. Help me see myself as you do.
Yeah, I love it. It's about shifting the focus from what we're lacking to what we're grateful for.
Exactly. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, let's focus on what's right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, but you know what? What about like those days when, insecurity just hits you? Like, what do we do when we're struggling with self-doubt? What are like some practical steps?
When those feelings come up, ask yourself this question. What if this weakness, whatever I'm focusing on, is actually part of God's design?
Yeah.
Just take a moment to reframe your perspective.
Yeah.
Like think about it differently.
Okay. So I think, sometimes it can be hard to make that mental shift. So can you give us like some concrete examples? Like how would that look in real life?
Okay, so let's say you're really sensitive. Like maybe you cry easily or you get your feelings hurt easily.
Okay. Yeah.
And you see that as a weakness. You think, oh, too sensitive, I need to toughen up.
Right.
But what if God actually designed you to have a lot of empathy? Like, quizás Dios te diseñó para sentir una profunda empatía, So that sensitivity that you see as a weakness could actually be a strength. It allows you to connect with people on a deep level.
Yeah.
And to offer comfort and understanding.
Yes.
And those are things the world desperately needs.
Yeah, that's a great reframe. It's like completely flipping the script on how you see yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's another like struggle that someone might have that we could apply this to?
Well, what if you've always been told you're too much? Like you're too loud or you're too energetic.
Oh, yeah.
And you've spent years trying to tone it down.
Right. Shrink yourself.
Yeah, trying to shrink to fit in.
Yeah.
But what if God created you to be bold and joyful? Like, quizás Él te diseñó para reflejar su alegría con valentía, you know? Maybe your energy and your passion, that's a gift.
Yes.
It's meant to be a light to the people around you.
Yeah, I love that. So, instead of looking at ourselves through the lens of the world and all its expectations, we can start to see ourselves through the lens of God's love and his intentionality.
Exactly.
I love it. And I know you mentioned a community challenge, like taking this beyond just ourselves.
Yeah, because, this truth isn't just for us.
Yeah.
Like, we need to share it.
Yeah.
So this week, I challenge you to encourage somebody else. Just acknowledge God's creativity in them.
Okay.
Just say something like, hey, I see God's creativity in how you, and then just mention a trait,
Yeah. Yeah.
something positive that you see in them.
Yeah.
It's just a simple way to affirm this truth,
Yeah.
in their life.
Just putting it into action.
Yeah.
And then you also had a prayer suggestion.
Oh yeah. Pray for God to show you somebody who needs to hear this.
Okay.
Just say, God, show me one person today who needs to hear that they're fearfully and wonderfully made.
So good.
And just be aware of opportunities.
To open. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because you never know.
Yeah. You never know how much somebody needs to hear that. Okay, so we're wrapping up here. And I just, why is this message so crucial? Why do we really need to believe this deep down in our hearts, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made?
Well, because, the world's going to tell you a lot of things about who you should be.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to tell you how you should look and what you should achieve.
Right.
But those things are always changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this verse, it's an anchor.
Yes.
Your worth isn't based on any of that.
Yeah.
It's based on God.
Yeah.
And he doesn't change.
No.
And he created you on purpose.
Uh-huh.
And he loves you.
And it speaks to this deep longing that I think we all have, to be seen, to be loved, to know that our lives have purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and this verse affirms that.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's not just a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
This is truth that can change your life.
Yeah.
It can change how you see yourself, how you see other people.
Yeah.
It can change your relationship with God. It can transform your whole life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is important stuff.
This is big. This has been such a great discussion, such a great conversation.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for walking us through this verse.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah.
I love talking about this stuff.
And for you listening, I really hope this has sparked something in you. I hope you're seeing yourself in a new light.
Yes.
With a new sense of awe and gratitude for the way God created you.
Yes.
So remember, in a world that's always telling you to be someone else, to change this, fix that,
You are not an accident.
you are a masterpiece.